This life of mine is going downhill. Been living with the devil grinning on my side some time in my life. I'm gonna die, I never cry, the stress is real. I just might have to take the 45 and commit a crime. Always depressed, I never been blessed. Feel the pumping on my chest when I'm on the white, I snort more than less. I guess I'll be living in the gun, I don't wanna be eating out of the dumpster. Sleep on the concrete, try to reel in my fate. It's all great, I find a half box of frosted flakes. My body starts to tremble and shake. I deliberate how this tragic came upon me. I feel the need to plead guilty for being filthy and not wealthy. I could always sell my soul to the devil. Swear revival, but my Bible just chill. Stay idle until the arrival of the beast. Coming to take my soul down a dark hole. Gotta be paying the toll. Satan's rules, delivery of the creep. Hearing cries, hearing weeds. Gonna be another tortured butchered by the hand of the demon screaming, leaving me bleeding. This is my hell, might as well dwell inside the stone shell in the abyss. I would stay, demons reign and slay. Just another day, I should have found another way.
There is another way, there is another path. You haven't been the first, you will not be the last. To feel like you've been too bad to take the narrow path. Fast to think raft, don't hold on to your past. Kiss all your kids, replace all your fury, depression and sadness and all of your worry. Come on and search, see the power of mercy can cleanse all your sins, quench your soul when it's thirsty. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and the Spirit. Just reach out, man, you're so near it. It's not too late to trade your pain and your hate for the love that is great, so I pray for your fate. We got a Father in heaven that loves us. He hates our sin, but still He forgives us. We're just like children who long for attention. Search, you will find Him, believe and receive Him. You admit you are filthy and guilty. Take a look in the mirror, you'll see me. We're in the same boat, rapped to the same notes, trapped in our sin, but we're given the same hope. Take a trip to the other side as you collide with the truth across the great divide. Pieces of waiting, yours for the taking. Join my hand, brother, let's wait in return for the king. Gonna take your soul to the land of gold, explain what we didn't know, answer all the unknown. Hit with the headphones, listen with your heart though. Enter through the porthole, straight to the source, bro. Feel the pain of the past melt away in the blast of the sun rays. Start a new day, new way, new life, new session, a new way of living without the depression.
Okay, please somebody tell me if my microphone sounds okay, because it was not working very well yesterday. Yes, Destiny Lab, I'm working on a new song for them. When I say that, I'm just doing the video portion of it and nothing else, only the video portion, but I get to produce the video, and it's going to be coming as soon as I'm done with it. But I tell you, it's not as easy as you think, because you got to visualize what they're saying and just like do the best job you can. Thank you for letting me know. The fun part about fixing the mic was everything was working fine. I had an older mic, but it seemed like that mic picked up everything else, and it just also seemed like my voice was too much on it, like too much gain or something like that. Now, I've gone to into advanced sound settings before, and I could not figure out why all of a sudden last night my microphone was just bad. Like it was, I know what it sounded like. It was like way too much gain. It was turned up way too high, and I could not figure out, and especially in the moment of what I was doing, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And my MAGA hats are behind me. They're back there. So thanks for being here, guys, because I'm not going to reread every article I did last night. I've got some different ones, but I'm going to go through what but I'm going to explain real quick. I apologize for my frustration with that microphone, but man, is it frustrating when you don't know what's wrong and you don't know how to fix it. So finally today, I went in to the settings, and it's like an advanced setting inside an advanced setting to find it sounds stupid, but it's true. To get my microphone volume, you can't go to advanced settings for sound. You have to go to advanced settings for the microphone only, which is not exactly in the same spot. And so while it should be easy, and from now on it will be, it was very irritating today. I didn't know what was wrong, so I had to record my voice and then play it back. I did lots and lots of testing testing, 1, 2, 3, and then I played it back, and then I moved the microphone because I'm like, well, it's so loud, I need to move it away. But then it was picking up everything. It was picking up everything. I'm like, okay, I get it now. It's turned way up somehow. So I had to listen to it multiple times, try it in different positions. Finally figured it out. Thanks to anyone who tried to help, and I apologize to anyone who tried to help because I was getting frustrated because I just didn't understand what was wrong. But now that I do, forgive me. And thank you for trying to help. It's just all, I didn't want that. It's trial and error sometimes until you know it, and then you'll never get it wrong again, right? Then from then on, you're like, wow, I'll never forget that problem. So the Katrina video, I had never seen that. I got that off of a different channel, and because I didn't know what was going to happen with my microphone, I'm like, great, I've got all these live shows I need to do. What am I going to do? So I just downloaded it as to have something to put up for now. But yeah, talk about like literal martial law in Katrina that I never even knew about. And it was federal martial law, I believe, at the time. So not good, not good. And I would wonder, I see a lot of people who say, come and take it. And I wonder who will be the person that said, come and take it. And they're like these people in Katrina that gave up their guns. So things will never go back to normal, Nick. Unfortunately, things will not be the same like they were. I don't know how normal they were, but it's never going to be the same. I want you guys to know that gold and silver can help you. I was listening to another truther channel, and I appreciate Christians today, and they said, gold and silver is not going to help you. It's your food that's going to be worth millions of dollars, and that may be the case. But if the dollar goes, at least if the dollar changes to something else, or just we have a market crash, silver always goes up in value before all of that. And so if you need to hightail it, or if you want to buy a house in that kind of instance, you're going to have a much bigger, nicer house because you stacked gold and silver than if you were trying to use your dollars or didn't have, or couldn't use the dollars because they were going to nothing. So it is worthwhile in a lot of instances. Probably not that worthwhile if we have a worldwide catastrophe where the world goes through a famine. And in that case, I'm not going to be doing the business of selling gold and silver because we're all going to be suffering. There'll be no business like that. So for now, it's totally worth it. Hey, Mel, I'm just about to raffle. But I was saying for now, gold and silver, it's totally worth it because, but before the dollar would crash, it'd be like Venezuela where it's just going down and down and down and down and down. And in that case, we'd be able to buy plenty of land, a house. Hell, we'd be able to build a community. So, all right, this is the raffle I'm doing. It is a 1985 Libertad, and I was trying to explain last night with my really bad sound that I love this one because it's different than what they look like now, and it's even the edge it says Independence and Libertad on it, a different front and a different back than what you have currently. So while it doesn't make it highly valuable, it's certainly more than just buying an ounce of silver. So good luck to the winner. Here's the 10 spots here, and I appreciate Mel for closing that up. God bless you, because that is awesome of you. It helps all of us. It helps me, and it helps you if you win because you get it, and you won last time. So yay, good luck. Drum roll. 10 spots left. We're gonna go to 10. Good luck. Number 10 wins, which is Matthew. Yay, Matthew. I'm glad you dropped by though, Mel, and if you feel like sticking around, I'm gonna go through some other stuff, but I will try not to hit the ones I already hit last night with my really bad sound. I was just gonna like redo it and re-record like sound over it, but I'm like, oh, I can't do that. It's just, I'll just leave the bad sound one up for now and let all the people. I got a lot of frustrating comments and a lot of good ones, but man, guys, I was just, ugh. All right. So this reads, sailors from aircraft carrier hit by coronavirus outbreak to quarantine in Guam hotels. Go away. I don't know how to get rid of that. Some of the sailors in the USS Theodore Roosevelt, let's see, what day was this? Hold on. The 2nd, 3 days ago, will be quarantined in hotel rooms in Guam as a number of corona cases aboard the aircraft carrier approaches 100. And I'm not going to read the whole article, but I found it interesting because there was this study that said exploration of effectiveness of social distancing on respiratory pathogen transmission implicates environmental contributions, but this was November 2008, and the conclusions were that FBI rates, this is just talking, or FRI, not FBI, excuse me. Wow, I can't read. FRI being febrile respiratory illness. So these illness rates were not reduced in units that were closed to potentially contagious individuals. These findings imply that the primary source of pathogen is likely environmental rather than human, and they underscore what is known about other virus types, diligence in identifying the relative roles of transmission. Among means of controlling the transmission of the disease, protecting groups of people by limiting their interactions may be highly effective. For example, social distancing has been proved to have a role. And I pulled this up because it was a military and civilian training, because we have military in those close quarters, and it looks like they're having a pretty big outbreak amongst these military people. And in 2008, they were studying this, and they were already talking about social distancing. And we also saw it in that movie Contagion, where they talked about social distancing or whatever. And they are burning 5G towers in the UK. So it's, and none of, okay, so you have a friend in Guam, and none of the sailors have masks or gloves or anything on, definitely not virus related. Yeah, I know, very interesting. So it's, I feel that way too, but the fact that this has been in studies that we can supposedly now go back and find, and obviously these people were in too close quarters and it spread, like, it's just to continue to further push the fact that we must have this social distancing. And it was in the movie Contagion, and I just wanted to go over that really quickly. Meanwhile, just like in Katrina, Rhode Island has National Guard going door to door to try to find New Yorkers fleeing from the coronavirus. Now, I read this article last night, so I'm not going to read it again, but just to remind you guys, if you watched, or just to let you know if you didn't watch this video here, I re-put up, and it's old, it's just a news reel, but it's this one that says this is how America will give up their guns. Well, what they'll do is, out of fear, if somebody comes to their door and says, we're going to confiscate your guns, people are just handing them over. And they did in Katrina as well. And now they're looking for New Yorkers that have fled New York to Rhode Island. And I'm sure they're going to do it anywhere. I think I heard New Jersey is doing it. So this is happening already. And they're coming to people's doors. They might be doing it in Texas. I don't know. Seattle, they might start coming door to door for whatever reason. And you shouldn't give up your gun because it's unconstitutional. It's totally unconstitutional. There's no way they should ever be allowed to just... And they were, if you watch that video, they were coming into people's homes with their guns armed, and they were probably just I mean, if you didn't answer the door, they were coming in. Yes, Evelyn? You don't even have to ask. So... they were, if they knocked and you didn't answer, they were coming right in. So they were breaking a lot of laws. But again, a lot of us, I didn't know about it. A lot of people didn't know about it, and it happened under our noses just because it didn't happen in our area. And so this is something to really pay attention to in the future. Last night I also brought this up, that Netflix is canceling Messiah, and it's really interesting because they're canceling it because of the Muslims complaining, not the Christians. I don't know that they would care if the Christians complained, so I'm not saying the Christians didn't complain. But what's funny is they complained because they think that this Al-Masih character, who is named Al-Masih, subtextually refers to Al-Masih ad-Dajjal, which is the Antichrist demonic figure in Islamic eschatology, whose name translates to the false Messiah, the liar, and the deceiver. And I find that so very funny because it's exactly what will happen, although Netflix is like, oh, it's totally fictional, totally fictional. But the Muslims are like, how dare you just portray us as bringing in this false Messiah. So because of the Muslims crying and whining about it, they have canceled it. They were going to have a second season, and there will be a second season no longer. So that one's out. Peace. So in this time of difficulty, while we're kind of stuck, some of us are stuck indoors. I'm not stuck indoors. Luckily, I can leave. But it's still like kind of weird because the stores are being weird. Our Walmart is corralling people. The thing I don't like about the corralling of people is I feel like it's getting us into this predictive programming of being corralled and walked into maybe like a FEMA camp or a gulag or something. And so I don't like that about it. Anyway, but in this time of what we're going through, there is good news. People are going to be looking for answers. And I pray, and I've been praying, that I would be somebody that could try to bring some answers to people in the name of Jesus. And the great thing is when looking for answers, people are kind of turning to their Bibles, or they're looking at even end times, and they're saying, oh, this is the end of the world. Now, sometimes they're joking, but sometimes they might be serious. Did you see the video of the recording playing in Walmart? No, but my friend Matt, who gets on here, and he's the one that's helped me to start prepping. And not only, when I say he helped me, he bought me some stuff. God bless him. He's bought me a couple knives. These aren't terribly expensive things. He's not going out there and spending a whole bunch of money on me. I'm just saying he introduced me to these knives, and he's also bought me some stuff, and he bought me some Mylar. God bless him, because he was pushing me to get to prepping. Anyway, he went to, post it in the Discord. He went to Walmart, and he said that they had over the radio just yelling to them 6 feet apart, 6 feet apart. Not yelling, but, loud over it. And it's too bad, because he had found this great pancake mix already in a Mylar resealable bag. Here's the Discord channel for those of you who aren't joined up, and you should, because Mel drops a lot of good information for us, and I try to drop good information, just trying to keep up on things, and we have a good community of Christians in there praying for each other when we need it. So yeah, drop in, guys. But yeah, I'll listen to it. Yuck. I can't go to Walmart. I had to go to Walmart because I had a MoneyGram money order, but yeah, it's not deadly like they're saying it is. They're just pushing that. But anyway, again, a lot of people are saying they think it's end times, biblical times. Nearly half of the country believes that the sweeping and deadly coronavirus is a wake-up call from God. Some see it as end days, the last days as predicted in the Bible. And some of us, maybe even myself, are saying that this could be because of who we are. Like Satan doesn't bring the plagues, only God can. Hang on, guys. But Satan, didn't bring all the things upon if you look back to the Egyptians or other stories in time, God did that. And that was out of disobedient behavior on the part of human beings. And so when you look at what's going on, these things can be happening because of the Lord God and because of disobedience in our nature. It's just something that I've heard brought up. It's a possibility. It could be end times. It could be just the false signs, or what's called the not false, but what's called the non-signs. And those are not when Jesus is coming, but more of the things that are going to be pushed and happening a lot more because of an agenda push on the part of, I guess, what you might call the black hats. So, yeah, and more people die from obesity, like more people die from heart disease than what's going on here. So hard to say what it is exactly. We just kind of got to sit back and watch and see. So I wanted to bring this up again because we're in a time where church pastors who are within their First Amendment rights are getting arrested for having church. And so what kind of, situation are we in if we think that's okay? We've got people saying he deserved to get arrested. He should have gotten arrested. How dare he put on a church service? And that's really not how this should be, you guys. This isn't... Here's the thing is, if you don't want the coronavirus to spread, then you do what you stay inside. All right? You stay inside and buy huge amounts of sanitizer and wear your mask everywhere you go, and don't go to that church service. Okay? Because then you're not going to get it. You can't complain that everybody at that church service got it, which I think is a bunch of baloney too. They're spreading out all these news articles that it was a church service that made it blow up. Oh, my friends, they went to church and everybody there got it. I'm hearing this stuff and I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I think they're trying to, MSNBC is already trying to blame the church. So again, I'm going to read to you guys Hebrews 10:25, because this is a time of persecution. This was a time of people being afraid for their lives, was in the book of Hebrews. And if that's a time of persecution and they're being told by Paul to still meet, then why are we acting like this is such a scary thing? Okay. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good deeds, not ceasing to meet together, as is the habit of some, but admonishing one another, all the more so as you see the day drawing near. And if we do think this is end times, then this is saying right here, as the day is drawing near, we should be not only helping each other out in good deeds and love, but we should be meeting together, not ceasing to meet, as is the habit of some. It is the habit of some to cease to meet. In a time of clear fear for their lives and persecution. Why are we're just letting it shut us down now? We're just letting it happen. So, again, if this is the end times, even more so should we be meeting, even more so should we be going over the word and repenting, and these churches should be repenting for being 501c3. My church needs to repent for being 501c3. They have not reached out to me. I have gotten not one email about anything that's going on or how they feel or if they're even praying about anything. And I'm sure they are, but I haven't heard anything. And why aren't they reaching out in a time of need? What's going on? Or am I the only one not getting the emails? Totally weird. And the other thing is, you think about it, they shut down all non-essential businesses or whatever, and the only essential businesses are these big box stores where they're corralling us. So Costco and Walmart, Costco's doing it too. They're corralling and putting up pallets and stuff over, and then they're telling you can't buy certain items. And so you're going to the grocery store, and now you can't even, and people are afraid to do it. I was watching as we had our Walmart yesterday. There's one little space you could come in, one little space where they want you to walk in, but it's just tape, right? It's not pallets, but it's just tapes. So you could walk under the tape, you just lift it up and go under it. But nobody was doing that. They were walking all the way to that little, they will be corralled. They will allow it. They're walking into that little space and doing what they're told to do and looking to the guys outside that look like security, like, is it okay if I go in? And the guys do a little nod. And I'm like, what the? And I just wanted to go against it, but I really couldn't. But the one thing I did do is I went under the tape instead of going to that little opening, because there was no line. I wasn't cutting. It wasn't like I jumped in where people were. There was no one there. They were all up further. So I just, I went under this tape that they had done. But wow, like, you can't blame the people working there. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. Anyway, it's sad times that we're letting our freedoms be taken, especially our churches. And people really believe it's such end times that I had mentioned last night that some actor that we don't even know is claiming that the devil controls the government. And what I love, this is hilarious. I have to read it again. The former blues singer started out by slamming the new 5G mobile networks, which sick YouTube videos accused of causing coronavirus earlier this month. Just so you know, those are sick. Those are sick and twisted and messed up. He then shared an image of a hand being implanted with a microchip, hinting that everybody will be forced to get the implant as a vaccine for the killer disease. And then the Sun mistakenly says that this is the mark of the beast. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's part they didn't get wrong. It was somewhere else I read that. So then he says, this is the mark of the beast, 666. This will be the next step of the governments worldwide. Sorry to post this, but it's true. And he says it's true. Then the article says the term 666 refers to the devil, but it doesn't. So they make a mistake there. And this former EastEnders actor suggesting that this is the next step in the New World Order conspiracy theory. But followers were confused, with one commenting, "Are you okay? And have you been hacked? Has your account been hacked, or you just lost the plot?" And a third snapped, "What a load of whatever. Spreading unverified rubbish and conspiracy theories is dangerous, especially in the current climate." And "Give your head a wobble, you absolute salad," he was called. So I'm going to tell you guys, there's somebody, that Bill Gates is out there saying that we shouldn't be allowed to go back and have our get-togethers of 10 or more unless we're vaccinated. So I know that he's not elected. I know that he's not in... Oh, thank you for holding the tape up for me, Brett. See, I appreciate that, because honestly, like, the more that you get in a group and do something like, let's say Virginia, for instance, when they had that gun rights, what do you call it, like movement, convention. There wasn't a convention, it was like a protest. And a lot of people came together for that. And it was peaceful. That's when you'll see people getting on board and following in the group, and they're going to go, oh, well, if there's a bunch of people, and that's where you're going to get the people that are afraid to stand up and afraid to do what they are in their rights to do. They're going to follow along and do it. we need that group of people like that will go under the tape, not go through the corral. Now, I'm not trying to start a fight or anything at the Walmart, so I'm not saying like I would do it to an extent that I would literally just try to cause problems for people who work there that it's not their fault. But I would be like, let's not go there. Don't go to Walmart. Let's, as a mass, like, talk to people, go outside and tell people not to go in there. That's still within our rights, isn't it? If we had to go stand on the street corner like all the people who do begging for money, then that's where we'll do it. We'll say, don't go in there. Just don't go in there. Go to the store that's not corralling people. Or have a group be against it. If a whole bunch of people say, we don't want these corrals, take them down, we want to shop for what we want to shop for, I don't know. Maybe they'll call the police at that point, but at least getting together and put our brains together and come up with something. I mentioned this article last night in my very terrible recording because this is just already been programmed in with movies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, deleting fearful memories of rats, or deleting sad memories or hurtful memories. And these rats apparently performed better because they didn't have fear. But there's healthy fear, guys. And of course, it's CRISPR-Cas9 gene technology that's deleting this stuff. And they're getting into our DNA, our God-given DNA, and making it even worse. Well, Bill Gates is all about going after fatherless children. I'm reading the comments. Fatherless children, murdering children. So that guy has no desire to save us. But neither does CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing, because they want to go against your God-given DNA. And doing anything like this to delete memories would actually, the fact that it has to delete your DNA to do it, I don't think I ever thought about that when I watched that movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because I didn't imagine it would delete DNA from your neural circuits. It knocks down a specific gene. So to do that, I mean, it has to change your DNA. Thanks for liking my hat. It's my Where We Go One, We Go All hat. And I've got a big ounce of silver around my neck, too. This is a Philharmonic 1 ounce silver coin as a necklace. It's awesome. So anyway, the fact that you have to use CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing to fix your memory problems and your hurt feelings and your fearful memories is really interesting, because it didn't occur to me. I didn't even bring that up last night, how interesting that is. I mean, we just think it would be, I guess how else do you do it? How else do you do it but delete? I had mentioned last night that it's interesting that China is trying to create an artificial sun. I guess they're pushing the agenda of global warming or whatever, that maybe our sun's just going to go away, or an EMP is going to cause problems with the sun, or it's going to explode and shrink, but somehow we'll still be here. I don't know. But what is interesting is that with all that they're going through, they still have the time right now, currently. This is a current article dated, it's not, it's from, oh my gosh, why did I think this was current? It is interesting, because I thought I had read this once before, but I thought that they were still working on it, and I didn't check the date. But anyway, the importance of it is that they're creating a new sun. It's kind of interesting that they're using fusion to do so. I didn't know I had always thought like fusion was this dream that we've never gotten to. But maybe it's on hold and a standstill. I don't know if it's connected to their Hadron Collider that they've been working on, and it's going to be bigger than CERN. And I brought that up last night, and I'll bring it up again to remind you guys that China has been building a Hadron Accelerator Collider, particle accelerator, that's going to be bigger than CERN, and that should be concerning. Anyway. It's officially being built. It might even be done. And that could be another reason that all this stuff has gone down. I don't know where it is in comparison of location to Wuhan, though. That'd be something. It's called Three Gorges. That'd be something that would be interesting to find out. Three Gorges Dam. Maybe this will link me. Maybe I can find out for sure. All right. This is a huge dam that they have to use. This is where I tell you how much crypto uses of energy, because this whole dam was basically created for all the energy that their internet uses. And if you look at what crypto requires, it's quite extensive. And so I really don't think it's a good idea to get into crypto for that reason too, because if the internet goes down, everybody's talking about, ooh, 10 days of darkness, I want 10 days of darkness. And I'm like, okay, well then don't get crypto. Doesn't that seem to kind of make sense? Like, I want 10 days of darkness, but buy crypto. Um, Location in Hubei. I don't know how close that is to Wuhan, but maybe you guys do. Probably not close at all. I have no idea. Oh, it doesn't even mark it here? Where is it? Well, that's lame. Didn't I thought it would show me. It's not showing me. Anyway, it's showing you there. Oh, it's on that end of this. So it's right here. I don't think that's near Wuhan, but I don't know. I've never really paid attention to the maps. So you don't trust China with unlimited energy. Of course, it's made in China, expected to fizzle out. China needs to quit messing. I know. China is a very godless country with a lot of problems going on. But, you know, new sun, new CERN. Why not? This was kind of funny. I did not do this one last night, but an astrophysicist gets magnets stuck up nose while inventing coronavirus device. An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to a hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people from touching their faces during the coronavirus outbreak. He was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when this mishap occurred. He studies pulsars and gravitational waves, and he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with the 4 powerful neodymium magnets. Blah, blah, blah. He talks. I don't care. However, I had part that detects magnetic fields. I thought that if I built a circuit that could detect the magnetic field and we wore magnets on our wrists, then I could set off an alarm if you brought it too close to your face. A bit of boredom and isolation. However, the academic realized that the electronic part that he had did the opposite and would only complete a circuit when there was no magnetic field present. So I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continuously unless you move your hand close to your face, which is hilarious, honestly. After scrapping that idea, I was still bored playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping pegs to your ears. I clipped them to my earlobes, then clipped them to my nostril, and things went downhill pretty quickly when I clipped the magnets to my other nostril. Reardon said he placed 2 magnets on the inside of his nostrils and 2 on the outside, and when he moved the magnets from the outside of his nose, the 2 inside stuck together. So I guess he must have been doing something like this. I don't know who does this, but he put the magnets inside his nose and then out here. Hi, Kelly Jean. Glad you're listening while making dinner. And he must have moved them up like this, which moved the magnets up inside his nose. Brilliant. Brilliant move. Reardon said that he placed 2 magnets inside his nostrils and 2 on the outside. When he removed the magnets from the outside, the 2 on the inside were stuck together. So way up there. And I guess he couldn't bring them back down. Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them. At this point, my partner who works at the hospital was laughing at me. I was trying to pull them out, but they got stuck on a ridge. After 20 minutes, he decided to Google the problem and found that an 11-year-old boy had the same problem. So this astrophysicist basically just created the same problem, and when trying to find the solution, all he found was another 11-year-old boy who had done it, and the solution was more magnets. So anyway, he gets more and more magnets stuck in his nose. I'm not going to read it all, but kind of funny. He had to go to the emergency room for that. And just to remind you that China is building a Hadron Collider that's bigger than CERN. And that's where a lot of our problems are coming from, is China. So, hey Greg, I was kind of just basically going over what I went over last night, fixed my microphone. So thanks to everybody who put up with it last night. There's actually been a whole lot of views. I was going to delete it in frustration and anger. But there's been views. I don't know how much anybody is watching of it. Probably not much, so I may just delete it after this because I did kind of go over a lot of the same articles. But if you're ever interested in where I get these articles, I get them from Canary Cry News Talk. I'm a patron of theirs, so I get extended reports too, but lately they've just been doing the whole thing on YouTube anyway. But that's where I get a lot of these articles when I do them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But I can always provide them in the description box. I used to do that, but nobody really ever actually looked at them or used them. So I figure I'll just do it if you guys want. But with that being said, just say prayers for the country, for the president. And I prayed for everybody before I went on tonight, and I'm going to continue to pray for you guys. But I'm going to get going, and I'm going to go to my quiet place and pray a little harder tonight for things, because we just don't know where they're going, and pray for the uncertainty that people have. Pray to bring souls to Jesus. Let's do that together. Let's make like a concerted effort to come together to still save souls. It's easy to get angry. I get angry. I'm talking about me. It's easy to get frustrated. I get super frustrated. Talking about me, of these things, I am the worst. And since it's easy, I have to remember these things too. So if you think of it, you can pray for me in that. And the precious metals are still going up. Oh yeah, it's still a good investment. Yeah, you should get a hold of me about that, in fact, because I've had several people say, oh, I think I better get into silver. I'd taken a screenshot of a friend that messaged me. He's like, so I guess I better get into silver now. And I've had like 10 people sign up this month alone because they're seeing it. And yes, we are still getting silver. In fact, we have several half ounces for sale today, but it just because the mints have kind of clamped down, we're selling what we can while we can, but we still have silver, we still have gold. So we're not, a lot of companies are running out. They're marking up the prices. Doesn't matter what spot is right now because of what's going on. We can't even sell at spot. It's not going to happen because the suppliers aren't supplying at spot because they're afraid of what's going on. So if the suppliers and the dealers and the mints aren't going to supply at spot, we can't sell at spot. So just ignore spot and be grateful you can buy it. And it's still not $50 an ounce yet. We're still able to get some things about $22 an ounce. When we had a ton of silver eagles at $22 an ounce. Great price for considering what's going on right now. And I even bought some stuff at $28 an ounce. I don't care. I'm just glad to be getting stuff. You know, I buy what I can. I paid more for the dimes than I've ever paid for dimes, but I bought 50 of them because I'm like, at least it's not $50 for 10 of them, or at least it's not $60 for 10 of them. They're selling them for $40 and $50 on eBay for 10 dimes, silver dimes, and ours were like 27 or something. So I'm thinking, if they're 40 or 50 everywhere else, then the price is going up, but we still have good prices, and I wouldn't wait any longer. Like if it's a good investment, it's a good investment today. It was a good investment yesterday. It'll be a good investment tomorrow. But why wait? Why wait till it goes up? You know. I'm going to keep saying that, and I'm going to keep believing that because I've seen it happen for me and be true. I've seen it happen in the past. I've seen it happen where people wish they would have done it, or people sold out too early, or they bought in too high. But, well, what are you scared of? Like, what are you afraid of? It's real money. It's always been real money. I mean, worst case scenario, you traded in your worthless dollars, and what if the dollar crashes? Now you've got, if you've got that kind of money to spend it. You're not going to be able to spend it all at once because we only have so much to sell right now. But every day something new is in there. We had a monster box for sale the other day for 11 grand. So there is sometimes you could buy that much right now. But it's the time. You don't want to wait till it's totally unavailable because then you're going to be like, oh, I wish I had some. And besides, once you get it in your hands, it feels good. You just are happy to have it. I mean, I've got a lot now. It's not all here, but I keep some stuff here to show you guys or to raffle. But I'm just so glad how much I have. I'm so glad that I didn't wait. I'm so glad I started 3 years ago. My dad, I'm so glad I kind of strong-armed him to do it because he's saying too, he goes, oh my gosh, I'm really glad that in this time I have as much silver as I have. My mom even has a bunch of silver, even though she's not into it the way me and my dad are. She's got a pretty good sized stack of stuff that she's just collected because she likes the imagery on it. She really likes the silverback gorilla ones. She really likes the cougar and the lioness ones, and so she gets a whole bunch of that stuff just as collector. But heck, if she had to do something to get food to sell her silver, she would do it, and she'd gladly do it. Be glad that she stacked it. She understands that. My dad understands that. They're both on Social Security. They wouldn't have much else. So, yeah, the dollar will continue. We're going to go into hyperinflation, where eggs can cost $1 in the morning and $4 in the afternoon. So this is what we saw in Venezuela. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, but it will happen. It will happen. So it's a really good idea to just get some stacks going now as much as you can, as much as available. There was a lot more available 4 weeks ago, but this stuff hit and it's just the mints got scared. But things will go back to normal as far as getting the amount of silver that they're getting in. They'll be getting available again. The mints can make it still. They're still mining gold and silver. But this might shut down some mines for a little while too. But, well, I'm not trying to be a salesperson. I'm trying to help you. Even if you didn't buy it from me, I'd want you to do it. I would still answer your questions even if you didn't buy it from me. And I've told you guys that all along. that I'll still help you, even if you don't buy it from my company. So, but if you get in with my company, it makes more sense because you can earn income. We have health insurance and a lot of other benefits. We have ability to train you in a way that nobody else will. I mean, you can't go to the coin shop on the corner store and have them train you about gold and silver. And in fact, I'm not sure they'll tell you the right stuff anyway. So there you guys go. Let's do it that way. Also, I am probably gonna, I did put up a new silver raffle. I'm probably gonna do a membership raffle as well this coming week that y'all put up tonight or tomorrow. But right now it's a half Kennedy silver, half dollar. Kennedy half dollar from 1964, 90% silver, and a pure silver 0.999 1 ounce buffalo bar. So it's not two of each, it's one of each. I just showed both sides of the silver bar and the Kennedy half dollar. So get in on that, and yeah, say your prayers, pray for the president. You can buy from Rockman. You can go through him. It's the same as going through me. We're in the business together. Absolutely. He's not going to sell you his personal stacks, but he's going to show you the business that we're in where you can get it. So go to his website. It's totally fine. It's the same. It's the same as if you did it through me. I'm totally fine with that. Happy about it. It's a good thing. You know, Brenda's doing it too. There's several other people. Joseph Atencio that comes in here. You'll see him. He's doing it. Sometimes you'll see my friend Timmy. He's doing it. Same business, I mean. But a lot of people are stacking, and we're already stacking. But we're one of the few companies that's still carrying stuff. So, yeah. Well, God bless you guys. I'll play a song to close out because it's something I like to do. And I tried to do last night, and boy, did I have a heck of a time, and I didn't do very well. But I appreciate you guys for sticking it out. You told me to keep going, and that was really kind of you because, yeah, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I know that about me. So, all right, God bless, and good night. Peace and love of the Lord.
Lord, please forgive me for my sins. I know I've done things in my life that you disagree with. I have little faith. I have grounds I need help with. Please give me the strength to overcome these issues. Please. Rather serve in heaven than the brain in hell. I got my destiny, not the bleed for the demons. Time for me to supersede to the real Father who doesn't mind getting bothered. I discovered that my heart was turning black. I gotta get my life on the right track. Turn my back on the past. I don't think it matters. Life of mine was about to shatter. Trying to get my mind together. I committed more than one sin. Felt that God wouldn't listen. Like a collision, don't have the vision. Still in a mental prison. I'm waiting for the proof that God's Son has risen. Me lab you tried to explain. The words came out, sounded the same. In my brain, they seem to be burned by flames. I guess I'm a little insane. I'm the one to blame. Not reading the Bible as a child. Yeah, I know it's a shame. My mind yells wrong from right and says religion is a game. People in my life could care less if I get blessed. Wear a crucifix. If I die today, there'll be no bliss. Don't care if I exist. Ain't got my flames living in the abyss. I know I need help. New friends, new goals, new chance. I gotta get out of this trance. I cried for the first time in a long time. I see you coming slowly with the light. Feeling good for once, not feeling the fright. Do you understand my hate? Am I too late? Can I proceed through the gold gates? I know I made mistakes. I'm about to awake. Can you relate to my fate? I understand why you wouldn't go to church. I couldn't commit the sins I shouldn't. Now I messed up. Please help from now on. I got my chin up.
I can hear it in the sound of your voice and in your rhythm. That now you know that you must be forgiven. Now you know that you need a new beginning. It ain't about religion, it's the fact we're all sinning. And God can take you and mold you and shape you and form you to the man that your friends will look up to. He'll throw away the pain in the past that controlled you and take you to the foot of the cross to forgive you. I hope someday that you will be a strong Christian man with a new life, living for the master's plan. Old mindsets trying just to understand, on your knees, praying for the Savior's hand. And though it seems like you're alone in the struggle, one lone soldier like the boy in the bubble, pouring out your pain in the microphone of troubles, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Keep your chin up even when you slip up, even when your past starts to creep up. Chin up, keep your back on the pain, cut the chains of the same old things that led you down the wrong lane. You're on the road to becoming a new creation, born again with a new destination. All the angels in heaven sing in celebration, and I'ma tell you right now, you got my admiration. I hear your story and you really inspire me. I give the glory to the King of Kings entirely. I try to see and explain the peace that God has given me, but fall short. How can I describe eternity? Faith for the faithless, father to the fatherless, hope for the hopeless, a home for the homeless. How can I approach this? Words can't describe this. It's all about finding true meaning and purpose. Father, I pray that you lead my new friend into a place of peace and happiness. Give him faith, God, and show him how much you love him and how important he is. Open the doors that you have prepared for his life and lead him into your will and salvation. Amen.